Welcome to the Next Wave podcast. I am your host, Dak Woodall, aka D Woody. As always, joining me is the Zanimal himself, Blake Janney. And today we've got some exciting stuff for you. We've got some MW3 news, we've got some Valorant news, and we're going to wrap it up with a new fun segment just to kind of break the ice, let you guys get to know us a little bit better, and we will touch on that when we get to it. So we got a lot in store for you today. Hope you enjoy. And let's get into it. So, welcome to the podcast. It is now November 2nd, and we are 1 week away from Modern Warfare 3. Blake, how you feeling?
I can't wait, man. I liked that little Barstool kind of entry right there with the date. Today is Monday, Big Cat always doing it. Yeah, I'm pumped. So I still haven't received full confirmation that I'm going to Arkansas yet, so there is a chance that one of us might be here for the launch weekend. But yeah, I'm pumped. I need something to play. I need to scratch my competitive itch. Me and like Spencer and them are going to be grinding some GBs, hopefully, and then we're going to be tearing up the content game. It can't come quicker.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, sadly, I'm going to be gone weekend 1, so I consider it weekend 0. And the weekend after will be weekend 1 when I can play. So, but yeah, it's crazy, man. We're only 8 days away, and it feels like this whole time I keep feeling like we're going to get to a point where there's no news and we're just waiting for the game to drop, or we're just waiting for the season to start, whatever, and we're just bored out of our minds. But it seems like every freaking day something new is coming out about either CDL or MW3. I mean, it's just been nonstop all the way up until launch. So I'm super pumped for it. A lot of my friends that aren't really competitive gamers like that are super pumped for it. So that makes me think it's going to be a good year. Yeah.
Yeah.
When the casuals are talking, you know it's going to be a good year. So
yeah, you always want to see the casuals come into play. Yeah. That's like the last time that happened was MW 2019, which sparked, Verdansk and all the hype surrounding everything. And obviously, we won't have an instance like COVID again that everyone's going to be playing a game, but we can only hope that the casuals like what it is. And I actually, before we get into what's been talked about CDL-wise, I just completed the campaign like an hour and a half ago. I started it at like 12:30 and finished it at 4:30. So it's about a 4-hour campaign. You could probably finish it in 3.5 or less, without glitching or anything like that. But overall, it was all right. But do you want to hear a spoiler? Do you care?
The people might. It's literally the game's not even out. We shouldn't spoil anything.
Yeah, so okay, no spoilers. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it was a cool campaign. I don't think there was enough wrapped up at the end. Like it's just a continuation. Like it's a huge cliffhanger. But I had a good time playing it. I didn't put the controller down for 4 hours straight, so I had a good time. I liked that I was able to finish it in one series. I give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Nothing's gonna compare to like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, MW2, MW3. Nothing's gonna compare to those. So like, can't hold it to that standard.
Yeah, and I was watching you play. It looks sick. I mean, it looks like a freaking movie. And they have like...
It is insane. The cutscenes are the best part about the campaign, hands down. That acting is amazing. Like you can tell that they like really tried on this campaign, and it showed through the cinematics and the voice acting and overall whatever they call it, the screenplay.
Character? Oh,
yeah. The character
I was gonna say character
tracking
models, but you were talking about something else.
Yeah, pretty much, and that's those suits that they wear and they do a whole movie performance.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems dope, so I'm excited to play it. If it's only 4 hours, I mean, that's an afternoon. So, so literally. Super quick and easy. All right. Well, dope.
But hold on. But there was so me and Dak played the MW 2019 campaign together in our living room at college, and we were switching off mission, just tossing the controller back and forth, and I got
Oh,
this
the old
mission
school.
where you had to cut wires. If you played the MW 2019 campaign, you had to cut wires to stop a bomb from going
Yeah, it
off,
was
and it
like this
tells you
dude
to
wearing a bomb vest.
yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
cut the red wire. And if for those of you who don't know, I'm colorblind. And it depends on the shading. Usually I can pretty much tell what's red, what's green, and yellow and blue. Like I
Yeah.
shouldn't have a problem with that. But for some reason the red and the green like blended to like make this brown for me, and I was like, "Tack, I don't know which wire to cut." And in the last mission you have to cut a wire. I wanted to tell you this. You have to cut a wire, but luckily they talk about which wire it is, and it just all you have to do is
Oh
click to
my
cut the
god.
wire. You don't have to choose the right
Oh
wire.
my
So I
god,
passed
bro.
that with flying colors this time. But
That's
yeah,
so
it was
great
fun.
to hear, bro.
Yeah, didn't
Yeah.
fuck up this
I
time.
just remember I was sitting there, like, just kind of on my phone, like, not really paying attention. And you,
Yeah.
in, like, the most panicked voice ever, you were like, Dak, which one's the red wire? Which one's the red wire? I was like, what do you
It's
mean,
like
bro?
ticking. It's about to
Yeah.
explode.
You have, like, 9
It exploded
seconds.
the first time. I
Yeah,
had to
we
give it to
did.
Dak to finish the mission.
Yeah, we may have let him die. That was rough. But yeah, dude, that was one of the funniest campaign moments I've ever had.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Glad to hear that you overcame that.
Yep.
So moving on to CDL, we had a big announcement this week. The CDL LAN locations have been announced. We've got Miami, Carolina, Toronto, and Boston, not in that order. And I like it. Boston is right in the heart of winter. I believe that's Major 1, so that sucks for them.
Yeah, it's Boston, Miami, and then what were the other two?
Carolina and Toronto. And I know
It's
Toronto's
Toronto,
Major 3.
Carolina.
Yeah.
It's Boston, Miami, Toronto, Carolina, and then Champs is in Texas, right?
So that hasn't been confirmed, but the rumor is that it's going to be in Dallas at American Airlines Center,
Right.
which is dope. Like, that's sick. That's
Sick.
where the Mavericks play. It's a big arena.
I'm going.
Yeah, dude, we'll be
100%
there.
going.
100%.
We're there.
But
Absolutely.
you know,
I'm
these
getting
rumors are
tickets
usually
ASAP.
true. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And these rumors are usually true. And if you don't have a COD LAN in Dallas, what are you doing? Because I feel like there's a
absolutely.
huge COD community
Market.
in Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah, and just a market
And
for esports
Optic
in
is
general.
there. Yeah. So I believe it.
And then, if anyone's doing the best financially to hold a champs, I mean, we don't know the ins and outs of the books of all these CDL franchises, but like most of them are pretty vocal, and we're pretty aware of some that are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Paris, LAG, Carolina now.
Yeah.
Like we know they're struggling. We knew that Rocker was struggling. But like Optic's been smooth sailing. They keep their operations like really internal, and if anyone can afford to have champs, it's probably them or LA and Dallas. You got to have one there.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to champs, but I think the lands will be dope this year. Boston might be a rough land just because it's in January, I'm assuming.
Oh, it's gonna be cold.
Yeah, it's gonna
bro.
be freezing. It'll probably be snowing.
Cold.
No one will want to go. It's just, I don't know. That just seems like ugh. But Miami though,
That's gonna be a
Miami's gonna
vibe.
be sick. Now,
It's gonna be spring
listen, I have a
or
theory.
like around there.
I have a theory. I think
Uh-oh.
that'll be Optic's worst land.
Why?
Look, I don't know Pred, but just judging by some of his posts, I feel like he's a menace in certain cities
Oh.
like that. And I think
You
he
think he's
might
gonna
get a
fall
little
out?
distracted. I think Pred
You
might
think
be
he's
a
gonna
little
show
distracted.
up winners round one hungover on the main stage?
I think Pred's gonna enjoy Miami. Let's just say that.
Oh, that's
alright?
funny.
So I think
I hope he's
Major
got some
2.
restraint.
Yeah,
I hope he's got some discipline in that city
I
because
hope so
man,
too. I hope he's locked in, but I feel like that's gonna be one of them cities where you could get in some trouble and get a little
Absolutely.
distracted. So we'll see. We'll see though. And then also
Yeah.
Toronto, Optic has a bad rep there because they all got sick last time and had like the worst LAN ever, and they complained
Yeah.
about the hockey pad.
I feel like
locker
that's
room.
just like bad team juju. Like I feel like Illy
Yeah.
brought bad team juju to that team and just like that environment, bro. Now it's just like, all right, we're going back to Dashy's home place. Let's put
Mhm.
on for Dashy.
Yeah.
And like hopefully that like unfortunate energy that Illy, ever since his hand got hurt, people started getting sick.
Mhm.
Everyone started, something was wrong with someone like every
I just
ever
think the
other
vibes
month.
were horrible after that.
I think so too.
Yeah. So.
Especially with Seth hating the game, wanting to retire, Scump
Mhm.
hating the game, wanting to retire rather. It wasn't fun. But only 4 majors this year. I
Yeah,
mean
people are kind
that's
of mad about that.
I mean, I'm not mad about it. I'm upset about it. Like I would rather there be more majors than online qualifying matches, but I
Right.
bet the players think otherwise. Um, so I mean, it sucks as a spectator. I'm not sure how the players are gonna feel about it. More online matches and then
Yeah.
less LAN matches. They're probably upset about it too.
Yeah.
Um, so I like more matches, but why less lands? I mean, obviously you need more time in between to fit those more matches in, but
Yeah.
still, I don't understand why change. I thought the format was okay.
And it could be
So
financial reasons. I don't know. It could be a
could
lot of
be,
things.
probably is,
Yeah. Yeah.
probably is.
Just the way things
Well,
have been going.
yeah,
But yeah, so there's 7 qualifiers online now before each LAN instead of 5, which I kind of do like that just because they get more variation in records because it seemed like there was too many tiebreakers and shit with like the
that's true.
5 qualifying matches and
And some
you
people got
know.
blessed with their matchups,
Mm-hmm.
like if they were ahead that split and they just got blessed with a couple teams that just made changes or
Right.
slightly behind the curve, like they just get a free 5-1 or 4-1,
Mm-hmm.
5-0, and kind of like cruise into a winner's bracket and then
Right.
show struggle because they had an easy ass or just get blessed, right?
Right.
So now with 7 series, you're gonna see a lot more 4-3s,
Mm-hmm.
a lot more 2-loss teams probably, and I bet it's gonna be pretty. I bet it's gonna be less frequent that we see undefeated splits,
Mm-hmm.
whereas almost one team each split last year was 5-0.
Yeah.
Whether it was FaZe, Optic, I'm pretty sure 100T had a good split one time,
Mm-hmm.
Toronto. Um, so it'll be nice to not see just such dominance now.
Right. Yeah. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, but also it does suck that we get one less major. But CDL points are now worth more on LAN. So for the
Okay, that's
standings,
good.
if you get a win at a LAN, you get more points than in the past. I don't know what they're gonna do
That's gonna
specifically, but
favor. Like I bet that would have been so advantageous for past teams, dude.
like
Like
Legion
imagine
last year made like a top
exactly.
6 and didn't really get shit for that, and they barely missed champs. So,
Exactly. That's
mm-hmm.
exactly what I was about to say. Like that would have been so good for teams like Legion who were on the cusp and just because they couldn't win online, they were, had to perform a little bit better than expected on LAN and they do and then they aren't rewarded for it.
Yeah.
So like who do you think that's going to help this year?
Probably the same type of people like Rocker and them, and like Legion type of teams. I don't know. Just
I think it's going to help Harris probably the most with Attach,
mm-hmm.
Dandy, Mac or not
Because you
Mac
know
anymore, which
Attach
we'll
will
get
show
to.
up. Attach will show up
Right,
to lands
exactly.
and
That's my point.
yeah, and
It's gonna
he'll
be
get his
either like
team
Legion
ready.
or Ravens that
Yeah,
it's gonna impact the most probably.
yeah. Because Clay will show up. I mean, he'll get them prepared. So I feel like
Yeah,
those type of people that have been playing COD professionally forever now will favor that favors them. You know.
yeah.
So
And speaking of those two rosters, we've got some news regarding the Ravens and the Legion. So originally the rumored roster, partially confirmed, I think, is was attached Standy, Mac, and Purge.
mm-hmm.
And then we got news from Mac over the past week that he's having some family medical issues, I believe. So,
Yeah.
prayers up for him and his family. So he's not going to be competing. I don't think he gave like a time frame, right? He didn't say like this year
Yeah,
or
I don't know.
anything.
He just said he's taking some time away, so.
Yeah, so probably for the foreseeable future, um, for Mac. And
And
so,
then Nero replaced him, I
which
believe.
is upgrade. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why you don't go with him in the first place.
Yeah.
Um, and that brings us to the next rumor that we have for the Legion,
Or the
or I'm
Ravens.
sorry, the Ravens,
Yeah.
which is that Fame or Gwyn is going to be the fourth on there. So that would make it Clayster, Goddard Real, and then either Gwyn or Fame. So looking at that 3-man roster, either Fame or Gwyn, who are you taking?
I mean, we got Clay and Goddard X, and Goddard X is an AR, right? Like he's
Yeah, he can use both. He's
okay.
definitely a pure flex, but he usually plays a little bit on the slower side with an AR.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then, um, honestly don't know that much about Gwyn.
Yeah. I
And
know he's also a flex is the
dude,
thing,
it seems like a
and
lot of rosters are just throwing like 4 flexes together. Like they just
it's
have
not a
too many of
bad.
one role.
I honestly don't hate it just because we don't know the meta yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, how long, like, when's the last time throughout the majority of the game it's not been 2-2?
Yeah.
Like it's normally 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not too sure what the meta is going to be for this game, but I don't hate that four flex approach because as long as the people who are going to end up running the main AR, that's really whenever you form a team of flexes, that's the main role that you want to make sure that that is filled correctly.
Right.
Like the other ones, you can, that main sub Slayer who is a flex, like they can get into that rhythm and find that over time. Whereas the main AR has got to be like you got to be on your shit
Mm-hmm.
every game and doing the same thing for your team. So I'm gonna go Fame. I would go Fame. I think he's proven himself not only in challengers but also in the pro league that he's way more efficient on a sub,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where he belongs. So I think just because how much he stands out as a submachine gun player, I'm gonna take Fame.
Yeah. And he's a college COD alum. So
Oh 07.
shout out Fame.
Yeah, CL
Um,
gang.
but yeah, I mean, I like Fame. Andy has a year under his belt or half a year, whatever. He's got some experience, so I don't know. Can't go wrong with it.
Yeah. And talk to me about LAG because I didn't see this. They may not form
Okay.
a roster, and a challenger team could be in the 12th spot for a
Yeah,
major.
so this is purely speculation, but I saw a tweet that said basically how cool would it be if instead of LAG being there, because obviously, I mean, they have not tweeted since June or something. Like nobody knows if
They're
they
gone.
even exist.
Radio silent.
Yeah, like I don't even know if there's someone managing LAG. Like I have no idea what's going on. No one does. And so they were, I believe Pristini tweeted it that they were in talks or there were rumors that potentially a challengers team could take the 12th spot for a split depending on who wins the
Hmm.
elite before the tourney or something. I don't know. I forget.
I wonder how they're gonna decide that.
Yeah, I don't know, but
That's the thing.
it's a cool thought, and it would be cool to have like an amateur team get in there and make a run. Um, but I just don't know how they're gonna work it out to where it's fair and makes sense.
The only thing I can think of that would make sense and be the most fair is pro points or whatever. I don't. I'm. Were they categorized by pro points in challengers? I'm not sure if that's a thing anymore, but
Yeah, I don't know if it
whoever
is
has the most
anymore.
points or highest average placing amongst the formed rosters, um, from the outside looking in, that's the only way I could think of making it fair.
Yeah, so here's
Or
the
the reigning
tweet.
champs. I don't know.
Here's the tweet. Pristini tweeted. No, not Pristini. Different Preston tweeted. Um, just watch the newest rap video. If LAG actually decides not to form any sort of roster, the idea that a challengers team could be the 12th team competing for a major is awesome. Take that team that just won the most recent elite and let them be the final spot. That would at least make up a little bit for no pro-am.
That won the most recent elite. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you take the champs winner?
That's a good question. I don't know. But
And
unless,
and if you're gonna take the champs winner, like two of them, I think two of them are in the rumored rosters. Like at
yeah,
least one. Or
yeah,
no, Gwen and Purge. That's two.
yeah. I mean, does challengers have a tournament before Major One? They
I'm not
do,
too
don't
sure.
they? Or is it during? I don't know, man. We need to follow
It might there
challengers
might
more, I
be there
guess.
might be there's definitely gonna be like an online cup before the major for
Yeah.
sure.
So then I guess they're saying
Mm,
that
okay,
winner should go to
okay,
the tourney.
that makes sense. Yeah, because they're already formed. Yeah, that makes sense.
So then it could be a different team every tourney. I don't know. I have no freaking clue, bro. No clue how that's gonna work or how they'll make it work if they.
That's gonna fuck up matches though.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I just hope LAG just makes a roster and says that's our team, and they're just
Yeah.
dog shit. So that would make more sense. But to wrap it up, there's a couple more things that came out this week. Modern Warfare 2 maps, the shitty Modern Warfare 2, are making a return to MW3. Should we be worried as the competitive scene? Should we be worried that we're going to be playing fucking Mercado Hardpoint again or, Greenberg Control? Like, should we be
You see,
scared?
go ahead and bring, if we're gonna bring any of those maps in the rotation, go ahead and bring hotel, and go ahead and bring what's the other one? Uh, with top paper and laundry. Greenberg Hotel and wow, I
Okay,
wiped
Greenberg.
MW2 from
Yeah,
my
me
memory.
too, bro. Get that shit out. I played it for 2 weeks, so you got
Bro,
me.
what is the
Um,
map where Pred got the dead silence
oh,
kill or
the
Simp got
fucking the
with
embassy,
top basic?
embassy.
Yes, Embassy.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, Embassy
yeah.
and
Fuck that
Greenberg
map.
Hotel. Those are good. I honestly do not. Those maps are mid at best, but they are
Yeah.
okay. Like I can tolerate those if we're gonna put any MW2 maps in there.
Hopefully not.
There's no reason though that we should have to use those maps, especially if they're only bringing them back incrementally
Mm-hmm.
throughout the year, right? They said they're gonna bring them back with the, the seasons and stuff,
Yeah.
which is like, okay, and they're also bringing back new maps. So I think we go smartly with the this game's maps, MW 2.0,
Mm-hmm.
MW3's maps, and then you pull from the new ones as they come, just like if it was a normal game, uh, instead of putting any of those maps in there. They don't belong in there.
Yeah.
Fuck those
No.
maps.
No. I fully agree, but they don't count as the new maps that they're also adding.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So that's good. That's good. I was like a little worried about that at first. Um, but I agree with you. I don't think we should have to use those. I don't know why they're bringing them back at all,
I don't
honestly.
either.
It seems like they're honestly just trying to fill this game with a shit ton of content and
Yeah.
bring a lot of people to it, which is dope. If people like those maps and it's going to make pubs more populated, sick.
Who does though?
Yeah, I
Like,
don't
there's
know,
no
bro. There's
way.
sickos out there that probably love that game. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I hope that we don't ever have to see Mercado Hardpoint again or anything like that. I
Please
really
no.
just want all traces of MW2 to be gone. Today, Blake picked up a Vaznev in campaign, and I almost threw up just because
Yeah,
I
I fucking hated
associate
it.
it with that game. So hopefully it doesn't make an
Half the
appearance. But
half the guns that I used in the campaign were from MW2. So
yeah, and honestly, I think it's that way
yeah,
because this was supposed to be a 2-year cycle, and
that is
so
true.
they're
Yeah.
also just keeping a lot of what was in MW2 in MW3 because it's
That's
technically the
crazy.
same game, but they just
I
put
for-
sliding in it.
I
Yeah,
forgot that they straight up were just like, yeah, we're gonna make a new premium release. It's like, it's the same game. You just
yeah.
put
They
everything we
saw
wanted
they
back in
saw
there.
Twitter a week later and was like, yeah, we
Yeah.
can't do this for 2 years. So I mean, good
Fucked
on
up.
them for recognizing.
Yeah.
Usually it seems like they don't even read our tweets, so props to them for that. And then last thing, Control is confirmed third game mode. We kind of knew
Whatever.
that, whatever. But do you think it's a little weird that they can't like make a better third game mode for us?
Yeah, they don't care. They don't give a fuck. They're like, you had three to choose from. Here's domination,
Definitely not
capture the
Dom. I'll
flag
take
if we
Control
give
over
it to
Dom
you.
all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Control's way better than domination in
Yeah.
my opinion. And like people will say like you just get spawn trapped and you know where they're spawning every time. Well, it's like, dude, if you play a good enough Dom team, they're gonna do the same thing whether
Mm-hmm.
it's Control or Dom. Like,
And
so
Dom, you know that a game's over halfway through the game if someone's getting absolutely slain.
yeah,
Like, there's mathematically no way that they can come back. At least Control,
exactly.
there's a chance, you know?
Right. And I honestly don't mind Control. Like of all the third game modes, it's probably my second favorite. No, third favorite. It's definitely Uplink, CTF, and then
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
But I would love to see maybe Blitz get thrown back into the rotation. I also think that Gridiron is definitely like they can easily bring Uplink back to boots on the ground. All you have to do is put it to where it's above your head. The circle goal is above your
Mm-hmm.
head, so you have to jump to get a 2-pointer, and then just you can throw it in for a 1 from deep. Like
Yeah.
it's like Gridiron, but it's on the instead of it being on the ground because you want to be able to, make it harder to get a 2-pointer.
Yeah.
Um,
That'd be sick, though.
but yeah, whatever. Control's coming back. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully we have good Control maps, at least.
Yeah, they're. I mean, most of the MW2 maps are more like traditional 3-lane maps, so I
Mm-hmm.
think it is going to be better. I think it's going to play more like BO4 Control.
Yeah.
With a way less hectic. So I think it'll play okay. I just think that we could, as an esport, Call of Duty can do so much better than Control for a third game mode.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's not even played in pubs. Like, no one plays that shit in pubs.
I know.
Why do they even put it in the game?
I know, dude. Yeah, but it would be sick to see an uplink ground version. I mean, I feel like it wouldn't be that hard to make. They've already made Gridiron. Just move the goal up a little bit more, and the pros would figure out how to play it. It'd be fun as fuck. So, makes no sense. But there's a lot more that I could be mad at than Control. I'm not super mad. I'm just like, we could do better, but it's fine. So, that's COD. That was all the news this week. We're literally a week out. I thought there was nothing to report, and we had a whole list of things. So shout out COD. They're pumping the news out there and getting the hype built. Hopefully they have a good launch next weekend. So moving on, though, to a different style of shooter. Valorant just had a big update and added a new dually to the game, ISO. Now, I'm not that good at Valorant. If a character has abilities that can affect the enemy team to where I don't have to shoot at them, that's my kind of character. ISO, he's more of a you gotta use my abilities while in gunfights. So I'm gonna defer to you, Blake. How do you feel about ISO?
Yeah, I played him for a total of a game and a half, maybe. But I did hit a cool clip using his ult, a little 3K using his ult. He's really fun to play. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably, if I get the chance to hop on Val, I'll play him again here tonight. But I really enjoyed him. So for those who don't know, his Q ability looks and handles like a Omen blind, but it's just like this, circular thing that goes through enemies and it causes them to be vulnerable, so double damage. His C is, what is his C? It's the
Is that the focus up one or whatever?
No, that's his E. So his E is the focus up thing where if you get a kill, a little orb pops above where you killed them, and if you shoot that little orb, you gain a bullet of protection. It can be a raise ult.
His C is the wall.
Oh yeah, C is his wall. So if you're familiar with Valorant, the harbor wall, it's pretty similar to that. It's a little bit smaller than a harbor wall. You have to play more behind it, and it blocks everything. And so his E, like I was saying, if you shoot that little orb after you get a kill or an assist, it gives you one block of damage. So it's like a little thing in front of you. One of anything in the game. It can be a bullet, it can be a grenade, or it can be a freaking raise ult. It will tank a raise ult, it will tank a bullet, whatever it is. One thing, you're good to go. And then his ult, which is really where his name comes from, ISO, short for isolation. The area of effect is probably kind of similar to a breach or a fade ult. And then it traps the first person that finds them, and y'all go to like a gulag setting, and you're 1v1 dueling this person while everyone else is on the normal map. And it's a little weird. I think it's the best case scenario for it is a 1v1 situation, whether that's in an actual 1v1 or if it's a 1v1 for you on this side of the map. And so you spawn up, they have one thing of cover that they have to peek from, you have two things to play with, and you have the one-on-one thing. So you can be defending a site, you use your ult on their entry, you get your one, but you come back out of your ult where you were standing. So it's really not good for holding against team pushes. I think the reason he's called ISO is because he's an isolated player as a duelist, and really that's mainly for his ult. You want to isolate someone and be able to get that one-on-one positioning correctly for to win the round. But yeah, I had a ton of fun playing him. Like you said, he definitely is an aiming agent. I felt like I was playing grid shot on Aim Labs or something, because you get the kill, swipe up, tap the orb. But he's hella fun to play. I can't wait to play him some more. I wonder if he's going to get any looks in the competitive. I doubt it, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, because I just don't know how impactful his ult is compared to other duelists.
Yeah,
because
I don't think it's very good.
Best case scenario, you get one kill with it,
right?
Pros that use Jet can get multiple kills with her knives and fly around the map.
You get unlimited.
And whenever you come out of the ult, if someone knows where you ulted from, they can just wait on you to come out and then kill you. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of negatives. He's a good meme though. Like it's kind of funny.
No, yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, and his ult also gives the other person a chance to kill him, even though he has the advantageous angle when you spawn into the gulag. You know, they still can peek and shit on you. So like,
Yeah, you can
in
lose the
my
one.
case,
Like,
if I happen to freaking ult the Smurf top fragger on the other team, I'm
yeah,
screwed.
exactly.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's interesting. I like that they're not just reskinning other people's abilities and putting them on one
Yeah,
guy. Like it's new,
I agree.
it's exciting, but I don't think it'll be that great competitively.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. So, but it's dope. I mess with I mess with ISO, and we also had some changes to a couple characters. Ray's got
Yeah.
nerfed pretty significantly. I mean, her
Yeah,
nade did.
it's all right. Yeah, I mean her nade radius overall for the initial burst and then the second leftover nades, slightly radius nerf. What the biggest nerf is, and I think this is a great change,
Mm-hmm.
is that you could be within the overall radius. If you're on the very edge, you would guaranteed minimum 15 damage.
Right.
Now it's brought down to literally one, which I think is great,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you would see a nade coming at you and you could react as quick as possible, pull your knife out and sprint, and still get screwed over
Right.
by that. And then usually her nade did 2.5 times damage on enemy abilities and
Gotcha.
utility, and now it just does base normal 100%
Okay.
damage now. And then what I think is the actual biggest nerf is that the satchels don't do any damage
Oh,
until they blow up on their own, until they're
no.
fully
And
armed.
you can no longer double satchel.
Pardon?
Yeah, so satchels take 1.5 seconds to be able to pop
Oh,
now. And I was playing her the other day, just messing around with the new update, and you
yeah,
cannot
you
double
can't.
satchel now because you throw the second one down and then you got to wait a second and a half before you
Yeah,
can go
wait.
again.
I didn't even put that together. That is
Yeah.
actually an insane nerf. That's definitely the biggest nerf. Um, yeah, so that sucks because I really enjoyed
Oh.
seeing her in professional play. I don't think I think her pick rate is going to go down a little
Mm-hmm.
bit because of that. Because that was her main entry. Now she doesn't have an
Yeah.
entry other than clearing space with her nades and her satchels. They're more so for clearing space and displacing people now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and one-time uses like ding, like little jump beats.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my favorite, before we get into Cypher, my favorite update was the nerf to the judge. It
Yes,
is
dude.
looks like it's gonna be dog shit now. So it went from having 7 shells to 5 shells in the clip, and then when you're jumping, there was a 1.25 spread.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a 2.25 spread. So they doubled the spread while jumping, and they increased the spread from running from point 0.1 to 0.75, so
Nice.
a 750% increase in that. So that is what we love to see.
Yeah, dude, because last week I got hit, but like 168 from one pump from a running judge.
Insane.
Yeah. So that's dope. Shout out the judge nerf, dude. All the
Yeah,
little rat bastards are falling to their knees in a Walmart somewhere because of that.
facts.
Let's go, dude.
And the main update, agent update, was surrounding Cypher for the most part. So I think now his pick rate is going to go up, overall across all mediums of Valorant because now um, the time whenever you cross a tripwire to it stunning you is cut in half from 3 to 1.5, and then if it does have a successful um, trigger, or if someone dies right after it triggers, it it's on a cooldown and it comes back up. So the only way to get rid of those traps now is to shoot them.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just let it happen to someone and then you don't have to worry about that trip ever again. It's going to come back online.
Yeah, that's dope. Cypher will definitely be picked more then. That's sick.
Yeah, and you go from the whenever you're slowed, it was like 3/4 of a second. Now it's 2 seconds.
Okay. Dang.
So he's going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's go. Let's hear it for Cypher mains.
Yeah. And the only other adjustments were to Sky and Fade. All it is that now the measurement of their dogs, their Seekers, the Prowler, and the Trailblazer, their hitboxes are adjusted more for those trips, so they're not as OP for abilities. So like whenever you have a sky dog,
Mm-hmm.
whenever it's placed at mid height, it can go under those mid height ones now. And then
Okay.
for Fade's prowlers, if there's one at foot height, it'll go over it. If there's one at head height, it'll
Really?
go under it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's kind of sick, dude.
yeah.
Okay.
So like they're still usable. They don't run into the trips anymore. So like whenever you're placing those trips, right, where you crouch and you put it right above your head, like
Mm-hmm.
dogs are going to be able to go under that now for sure.
Okay. Huh. Well, yeah, that's
Yeah,
interesting. That was a good update. Honestly, I'm
yeah, I
not
liked
mad at
it.
that at all.
Mm-mm.
Sucks for Ray's Clippers that love to just double satchel and make
Me.
crazy videos, but man, that's interesting.
That was one of my Ray's double satchels are really fun to do. So I'm
They are
sad that
fun to
that's
do.
gone, but she was also just an abused character and
Yeah,
could do some crazy shit, you know.
yeah.
So,
So, all right. Well, that is pretty much all we have for our main game updates. So I want to move into a little more laid back, fun little segment that we're gonna do here called Pick and Bans. So basically, what it is, we're gonna pick a good thing that is happening that we're excited about or happened to us this week, anything positive in our lives. We're going to pick those things and we're going to ban anything negative or anything bad that's happened in our lives. And yeah, it'll be just a good little segment for you guys to get to know us a little bit better and, not just hear us report on gaming news. So let's just hop into it. I didn't explain that very well, but people will understand whenever we do it. So,
yeah,
so
we're good.
for my
I thought you explained it fine.
okay, bet. So for my first pick of the week, we've got none other than FaZe Clan. FaZe Clan is back. They're back to
Good pick.
being FaZe Clan. They got bought by the parent company of Complexity. I believe they're called Game Square, and they immediately gave all the OGs their roles back as like CEO, CFO, all that stuff. And I think it's going to be good for them because it seemed like FaZe was just a corporate entity that was just trying to milk money out of every possible avenue that they could, picking up streamers and content creators that made no sense to the brand at all.
I still can't get over the Stranger Things girl.
Yeah, that was wild. That was such a wild sequence of events.
FaZe Rain getting on her.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But it's dope to see because honestly, it was kind of sad to see all the FaZe OGs kind of get isolated and alienated from FaZe when they're the ones who made it. And it's kind of like whenever Optic got sold to Immortals or whoever.
Yeah.
Like, you just know
Yeah.
that this isn't the vision that Hex had. This isn't the vision that the FaZe guys had for FaZe. Obviously at the time, I'm sure they were just seeing money signs and thinking like, damn,
Sure.
we can sell this and, whatever. But then you see your creation turn into someone who doesn't know the scene like that, their vision. And that's tough to watch. So I'm glad to see it back in their rightful hands. And shout out FaZe. FaZe up.
Yeah. My first pick is the Rangers. So
yeah.
I'm a Dallas local. Not the biggest baseball fan. I turn into a baseball fan if the Rangers are playing well. I'm a fair weather fan, and
seasonal
that's just
baseball fan.
yeah. I'm a fair weather fan, and it's just because I don't appreciate the sport like I do football or anything else. So, but I played baseball when I was younger. Always kept track. 2011 World Series. Watched every game. Was down bad whenever Cruz dropped the ball. Like that sucked. So like we've been waiting for this opportunity ever since then, and the Rangers finally got it done in 5 in the World Series.
Yeah,
Smoked them
dude.
4-1. Me and some friends were out last night watching it, and champagne and beer was flying everywhere. It was awesome. Everyone else getting
That's so
rowdy in the
sick.
bar. It was electric. But yeah, that's my first pick. A championship brought back to Texas since 2011, Dallas Mavericks. So
Damn.
shout out to the Rangers.
Yeah. Parade's tomorrow?
Yeah.
Dude, that'll be.
Don't know if I'm gonna go yet. We'll
No,
see.
you gotta go, bro. It's a sports.
I know. We'll see.
It's a sports world championship parade.
Gotta get
dude.
off work. I gotta see.
Yeah, I mean that's like for some
Once in a
people,
lifetime.
none in a lifetime for some people.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's a big deal, bro. That's sick. I
I
mean, I'm
know.
sure there'll be more championships in Dallas in your lifetime. They got
Yeah,
they
I
got
hope
a
so.
team in every sport,
I
but
mean, we're gonna have another one here in February, so
oh
not worried
man,
about
we
it.
will see about that. But
Just knocked on wood.
yeah, no, dude, that's sick. I'm the same way. I only follow baseball if the White Sox are in the championship or in the playoffs, I mean, or looking like they're going to be a playoff team.
Right.
Last time I really watched baseball and loved it was 2005 when they won the World Series, and
There you
it's
go.
just been 20 years of hell since then. So so yeah, I haven't really been following until playoffs roll around, and that's sick, bro. The Texas Rangers were literally a wild card team, snuck in and dominated, beat the Stros.
No, we weren't a wild card. We had the most wins in the regular season.
I thought them.
We had 90 wins.
Damn. I thought
Yeah,
them
we
and
went
the Diamondbacks were both like snuck in the
They were
playoffs.
no, Diamondbacks had like 86 wins or something like
Okay.
that. We were a good regular season team. Like we were good most of the year.
Yeah.
We had a bad stretch through like the second or third quarter of the year, but then we kind of started getting better towards the playoffs and made the run, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, shout out the Rangers, man.
Yep. Let's go.
On the negative side of things, I'm banning trick-or-treating at apartments. All right, hear me out. Have you ever heard of that happening?
I mean, I would understand why it happens. I don't think I've experienced it myself. Like we bought a bunch of candy and then we like decided not to put any out, so we just have a shit ton of candy that we've been eating. And our main reason we didn't put any out is because we've had packages stolen. We were like, what if someone steals our basket?
Oh, someone
And
probably
so-
would, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. So like we didn't put any candy out, but yeah, I've never experienced it, but I would understand, you know.
Dog, I saw some people trick-or-treating on my hallway, and I instantly felt guilty for not buying candy. But
Which is
then I was like, we're at an apartment building. Like, I've never thought that this was ever going to be a thing. You know, I figured people just drive to a neighborhood somewhere if you do live in an apartment. And then you just go hit the rich houses and try to get the big candy bars, you know? But
Exactly.
so I was like, what the heck, bro? I mean, we live in an apartment
Were you
for a
getting knocked
reason,
on?
bro.
Were you getting
Nah,
knocked on?
I never got knocked on, but I saw trick-or-treaters like, trick-or-treat down my
I
hall.
wonder if the apartment trick-or-treaters know just like you're looking for candy outside, like you know you're not knocking. Like
Yeah.
I hope at the very least there's like that level of
Yeah, and we have people that
knowing.
decorate their doors, so maybe they were just hitting like the super spirited Halloween people, but
yeah.
which makes sense.
I mean, we thought about it. We had the consideration, so it's not totally crazy, but
yeah, but honestly, I
my
wasn't
ban-
with that.
my ban for my half.
Hey, your camera just got a little unfocused.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah,
There we
it's
go.
better, yeah.
I'm back. I've got a couple things down, but because we already hit on one of them, in our Call of Duty talk, I'll pick this one. My ban is 100T. So like it's kind of a double-edged sword because it does suck what's happening, but it's in for a better future. So 100 Thieves, which is probably my second favorite esports organization because the foundation of it is Nadeshot, who is from Optic. Big reason why I'm an Optic fan, and I love everything the branding, the apparel, everything at 100 Thieves. So big fan of them. But they had just announced that they're completely getting rid of their energy drink branch, Juvie, as well as their gaming development studio as well. So they're downsizing again. It's the second time they downsize in the last year.
Yeah, I think it has to be.
Yeah. Second set of layoffs in the last year. It's something we've seen across esports in the past probably 2 years. We've just seen how it's not profitable for a lot of people. They're sinking resources and investments in the wrong spots, and they're trying to scale at a level that esports is not ready for. There's definitely a lot of money to be made in esports tied to different ventures, but 100T unfortunately had to do another set of layoffs, which is never a good look to investors in esports. But on the contrary, even though it is a ban, they're going to thrive. They said they're going to try to do less better, which makes sense. They're going to have less on their plate so they can put more focus on littler things, because I feel like their YouTube got really sporadic. A lot of stuff was going on, different channels, different this, different podcasts, different that, moving out of this content house separating content houses.
It
Just a
did,
lot of
bro. It
things.
got everywhere, and that's kind of why I stopped watching them.
Exactly.
It
And
was
like
just
even their
random.
video content were like random videos, people we didn't even want to see. Like the offline TV people do their thing, but like Peter Park TV, like on 100, like I don't care, like I don't find his content to be in 100 Thieves. Like I don't think he should be there. Or there's a couple other people, Vinny Hacker, that TikToker that plays like Valorant. He's like a
Yeah.
model type. Like what are we doing? Like that felt a little phasey. Like it really
Yeah, it's
did.
almost like they're
And
trying to bring too many different brands under their own, and they don't fit the 100 Thieves personality that they're
yeah,
trying to
and
build. I don't know.
I like Vinny a lot. Like he's super, he's funny, he's cool, but like I just felt like that was like a they were grasping for
Mm-hmm.
something that didn't really belong at 100 Thieves. But yeah, that was my band, 100T. The other band that I was thinking about is the CDL4 Majors.
Oh yeah,
But we already touched on that. So
yeah. I almost picked 100 Thieves for my other. So good band, good band.
good band.
For my second pick, we've got Victory Royales, baby. Fortnite OG map is back. That's right.
Yep.
Starting tomorrow, the OG Fortnite map is coming back. They've done a lot to kind of hint at it, and obviously people figure shit out. I don't know how some of these esports reporters get these news, but they sent Tim the Tatman and like Doc and all them like those big pieces from the map. Did you see that? Tim
Yeah,
got the big
Dr.
tomato
Lupo.
head.
Yeah, it was Dr. Lupo, Courage, Tim and Dr.
Ninja?
Lupo, Courage, Tim and Ninja. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was dope. They've done some cool little promo for it, and I'm so excited to get back out there, and hopefully it just feels like 2018 Fortnite, you know?
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna have some of the new game stuff in there with like sprinting, mantling, and stuff like that,
I'm
which I
cool
think
with
is
that.
good. Yeah, for sure. Especially because if in no builds, you're gonna want to be able to get out of cover, you know, and get safe somewhere when you can't
Yeah.
build.
Yeah. I
So
mean, I feel
I'm
like it's
definitely
like
gonna be playing no builds.
yeah, it's kind of like MW3 bringing back Modern Warfare 2 maps to,
Exactly.
like 2009 Modern Warfare 2. Because when I
Right.
was playing High Rise on the beta, part
Felt
of me,
good.
I was like, dude, this feels like 2009 again.
It did. It did for sure.
Yeah,
I got
like
that spot. Literally, first game on, we got high rise. We were playing with Justin. I was like, I'm going for the spawn snipe, and I hit
yeah,
it, and I felt like I was like 10 years old again, bro.
yeah, bro. Yeah, so I'm excited for the nostalgia. I'm excited for the map. I think it'll be a good time.
Heck yeah. My other pick, back to the topic of Halloween here, is going to be Nerds Clusters. These are a new candy that have come around this season called Nerds Clusters. Cass first bought them like 2 weeks ago, and she's been buying them like regularly. They are addicting and they are great. I'm
Okay.
not a nerds person myself, but it's like a gummy with nerds like stuck around the outside. It is, bro, that shit is fire. So my
Okay.
pick is, in theme with Halloween here that just happened, Nerds Clusters.
Hell yeah. Dope. I'll have to try those. Are they super sour?
No. I mean,
It's
they
just
got
like
that,
nerds on a rope?
nerds. They got the nerd. Yeah, it's like nerds on a rope if they
Yeah. Okay.
chopped it up
Gotcha.
into, bite pieces.
Hell yeah.
I never really had nerds rope, so this is my first experience, with that kind of
All right.
nerds.
Dope. For my last ban, back to a little bit of gaming. This is very obvious, but leaving before a ranked match starts. All right. I've been playing a lot of Halo lately. I can't even tell you the amount of times I've loaded into a game with 3 freaking people on my team and the other team has 4, bro. I think it should be punishable by law. I think it is one of the most egregious, horrible offenses that you can do. I mean, it's serious. Halo Ranked is a proving ground outside of the real world. All right, my reputation is on the line, and if you're not gonna join up, why even queue, bro?
Wow.
Why even
My
queue?
elo's on the line, bro.
Yeah, like I'm trying to hit Onyx, and I'm trying to do this 3v4, bro. So I've lost probably 100 MMR because people don't want to freaking spawn in, and I've given up on the Onyx grind. It's not gonna happen. So I'll just stay in Platteville, and I'll wait till COD comes out and find an excuse for that game.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. It sucks. It happens. It's always something when we get on Halo, dude. Either someone lags out or we get the worst map mode in the game. Someone doesn't want to play and leaves. It's always something. Or one of us are lagging or something.
I think unless you have a 4 stack on that game, it's damn near impossible.
Yeah,
Unless you're just a
I
pro
agree.
level player.
Yeah, because those pro lobbies, those high Onyx lobbies, you're playing pros and like grinders every game. They look enjoyable.
Yeah, bro.
No one's backing out. But yeah, my other ban, like I said, was the 4 majors for the CDL. I thought that was a major L.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely more lands the better the year is. So we already touched on that for the most part, but that was my other ban.
Yeah, bro. Ban online matches. Not all of them, just the extra 2 that they threw on there. Because
Facts.
no one. I just feel like, especially in COD, I think out of any esport, COD is the most excuse filled, like whiny. Here's the excuse for why we lost type of esport.
Yeah.
And online matches do not help that at all. I just think it's because the players in COD have such a big personality, and it's very competitive in the fact that, like, you know, the roots were like 2009 type of gaming was like FU, like saying some crazy
Yeah.
trash talk. Like, I feel like most COD players are very, very competitive, as opposed to
Too
like
competitive,
the
yeah.
quiet, like fucking league masters and shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just one of those esports where people are gonna be very vocal about what they hate, and I feel like online matches don't really help that. But it is what it is, man. It's the cards that we've been dealt, and we gonna deal with them.
I just don't know why we can't go back to like old CWL Columbus where they were going for the online, like the LAN leagues. Like they were playing their qualifier matches in Columbus. Like
I know.
everyone would fly out and play their matches. Like we need that back.
We really
But
do.
that's a tall order.
Yeah. But yeah, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for Picking Bands. That's going to do it for the episode. If y'all enjoyed it, please drop a like and subscribe for more. We will be back next Thursday. We will have played COD. It's going to be a great episode. I hope y'all enjoy it, and have a good rest of your day. Peace.
Deuces.